Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I got a treat for you guys. We are going to be sitting down and interviewing one of the most successful students I have had thus far. My boy NATO Trades. This dude is an absolute freaking killer when it comes to trading. This dude last year was struggling financially. He was struggling in the markets. In less than a year, bro, this dude has achieved multiple six figures in prop firm payouts. He was actually the second person ever to go live with Alpha Futures, and he's been on the top 25 live funded traders on Top Step multiple times. He's taken over, I think, $200,000 in payouts with Top Step already this year. So this dude is an absolute menace. He's a freaking killer. He's one of my most successful students ever. And without further ado, bro, we can just jump on into this call. I don't want to read off a script or anything like that in this video. It's going to be straight up transparent, just straight up with you guys. I'm a straight to the point kind of guy, and I don't want to keep you guys, too wrapped up in the intro of this video. But before we start, I do have a word from our sponsors. Looking to get funded? Smart Prop Firm is your go-to platform for exclusive deals on the top futures prop firms. Earn up to 5% cash back and enjoy payout protection in the event your firm doesn't pay you out. Use code SMART at checkout, click the link in the description to maximize your trading benefits. All right, but now that that's out of the way, let's get into the video and let's talk with my boy NATO Trades. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome into another interview here with one of my most successful students, NATO Trades. What's up, NATO? I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and pretty much, share your story, give some advice to any upcoming traders, and yeah, talk about your success and everything that, Top Floor has done for you, brother. Welcome in, bro.
My pleasure to be here, man.
Awesome, bro. Nonchalant final boss. All right, bro. Well, I'm gonna go down a list of questions here, and yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna do here. So first off, NATO, what was the biggest struggle that you were facing before joining Top Floor Trading that, made you finally decide to invest in yourself and invest in Top Floor Trading?
Honestly, man, before I found you, I felt like I was just running around trying to either find the best signal service out there, or just to try to find some unlock some 100% win rate model that doesn't exist. And I really was just lost looking for something that was going to, you know, somehow make me some money, whether that was through signals or through something that isn't out there. But I felt pretty lost, honestly.
Okay. So your biggest struggle was just feeling lost, just trying to, I guess you couldn't put the pieces together to figure out like how to read the markets and stuff like that, right?
100%, man. And like, not only not being able to read the markets, but like, I didn't know anything about risk management. I didn't know anything about sticking to one model and trying to master it. And I felt like I had to learn everything that was out there, and I would eventually find whatever was perfect. And it really, I was just chasing after the wind and couldn't find what was really at my level and something that I could vibe with, that I could trade every day.
Gotcha. Okay, and before we like go down the other list of questions, I forgot to ask you here at the start. Before we get more into the interview here, let people know who you are, bro. Who's NATO Trades?
And I'm a very average person. I work a 9 to 5, and got introduced to trading in during the pandemic in 2020, like everybody else. Was interested in, how can you be a part of the market that makes you some money. And I wasn't, I just wanted to learn more about it, learn more about the markets and how they worked. And beyond that, I'm nobody special. I keep, a very simple life, very chill lifestyle. And honestly, I was just looking to supplement whatever I could to, ease my 9 to 5 and ease the stress that comes with just living with, what everybody has to deal with on a daily basis. But I would say I'm no different than anybody else. Just like you, at one
Yeah.
point you just found the right thing and worked from there. I will say I have had a passion for the markets and a passion for trading and watching how the candles print and whatnot. whenever I got into it, and it was more than just like, you know, something that was nonchalantly about money. I was very much had a passion for it, treated it like a hobby, I guess you could say, but something that I was passionate about. So that's definitely been my view towards the markets. And but again, just an average person.
Hey, bro. Average person getting extraordinary results. So that's awesome, bro. I love that. And that leads me to my next question. So, what specific result or transformation have you achieved since joining Top Floor Trading that you're most proud of?
Yeah. So I have, been able to pull a decent amount of money out of the markets, and I think that that in itself, being able to pull any money out of the markets has been the biggest thing that I can be proud of myself for. And
Hmm.
anyone who's trading and getting started trading should be proud of themselves for being able to walk out on top of a market that's designed to make you lose is definitely an achievement in its own. And then, you know, to be able to make enough money to cover my bills, my expenses, and to be able to, be a lot less stressed about how I'm going to continue my day to day with the money that I make. Um, I've been able to achieve, being on the leaderboard with Top Step, and I've been able to achieve, substantial payout figures from Top Step, from Alpha Futures, totaling six figures and some. So
Hmm.
it's been a long road for sure, but definitely one that I dedicated myself to, and I'm very proud to be able to consistently pull money out of the markets, no matter what that number is. I'm
Hmm.
happy to just be able to come in every day, have a system that allows me to walk out on top.
I think that's a really important mindset that everybody should have is like, because I always see people, and I mean, you see it too, bro. You're in the Discord every day. I'm in the Discord every day. And you always see people trying to shoot for those really big numbers when it's like, dude, those base hits always pay. It doesn't matter the amount that you're pulling out every single day or week or month. It just matters that you're pulling something out, right? It's like I just don't get the mindset of some people, but I love your mindset, bro. So if you can go back and talk to yourself when you were like on the fence about joining top floor trading, if you ever were, what would you say now?
Honestly, I would have joined faster, or at least found every means that I could to try to get in contact with you, with
Okay.
somebody like you. That really was what drew me to the Discord. I could tell from your content, even without knowing you, that you seemed like a person who was down to earth, somebody that was a lot more real about, what they were facing every day, and also what
Yeah.
they were doing with the markets to try to just get by on every day. Somebody that wasn't just walking around flaunting what they were doing, but also just being real. And
Yeah.
I knew that I wanted to have a mentor that was like that, somebody that I felt was real, honest, and uh, overall humble too. So for me, I would have told myself to just try to find you faster.
Yeah.
Because even what, once I found you, it still took a while for me to start becoming profitable. It was still a long road even from there, but it was a much faster process than
Hmm.
anything that I had attempted beforehand. And I think a lot of it is accredited to the fact that I felt like you were like right there with me. I felt like we were learning together, honestly, with
Yeah.
certain things that we were exploring with in the Discord. Um, but yeah, I would tell myself, look for Johnny first and try to learn with somebody who seems more at your pace, more trading in a level that aligns with my lifestyle, and not seek anything that I wouldn't do for myself.
Yeah. Love that, bro. Did you have like any concerns before joining? If so, like what was your biggest concern before joining and how do you feel about the concern now, looking back?
Honestly, for me to I wasn't too concerned about joining because I had been following you for a while and I knew I had a pretty good idea of who I thought you were.
Hmm.
So my biggest concern was if anything, like, if I'm joining this community, will I have access to Johnny? Will I be able to ask questions? Will there be other people who are cool enough to try to help me, grow alongside me? And these were just unanswered questions because I wasn't part of the group. But once you join, I was very quickly able to see, yes, absolutely, I could ask you anything at any moment, and you would get back to me, whether right away or the same day, whatever the case may be. And everybody who, is in the Discord, for the most part, most of the guys in there are trying to grow together, encouraging one another, to do a little bit better every single day. Um, so yeah, I mean, I guess I was nervous about that from other Discords, you
Yeah.
never know how a community is going to treat you, if you're going to feel welcome or a part of the community. And I felt like at Top Floor, I pretty much felt welcomed and part of the Top Floor family like right away. So
Awesome.
grateful for that.
Awesome, bro. Cool. And for those people watching right now, what model or strategy are you mainly trading right now?
I would say that I mainly trade the flow state model,
Okay.
something that you preach very heavily.
Hmm.
But I trade in a discretionary way, similar to you, similar to a couple of the other people in the Discord who are doing really well. It's not I don't trade a very mechanical model.
Hmm.
And I um, will typically pair, some form of CRT with a flow state entry and or a Model 1 entry. Sometimes I still will trade the unicorn too. It's always a good confluence to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say mostly the flow state model, typically a 1 hour PD array, 5 minute reaction, is what I like to look for.
Okay, nice. And do you feel like, because we teach all of those strategies and models in the community and mentorship, do you feel as if, I simplified it or dumbed it down because for those people watching right now, they don't know this, but I have so much content on like the back end of the community that not a lot of other like mentorships offer. Um, and, I publicly have it as well on YouTube, but I have a lot more on WAP in the private community. Would you say that I've dumbed it down or simplified those models?
Yeah, so even ICT, he has so
Yeah.
many, just tons of information all over his channel that
Hmm.
any one person can go look at and try to find exactly what they vibe with and really dive deep into it. I feel like you have taken a lot of those available models and concepts, not just models, but some concepts that you've created models from, and made them simple. I wouldn't say, less effective or anything like that. I would say 100% just simple, easy to understand. And there's enough options for people who, if they have never touched ICT concepts, they can watch one of the videos and feel like, okay, this model I vibe with, it's easy for me to understand. And for
Hmm.
some that are coming from an ICT background, there's other models that you can watch in the WAP videos and dive deeper into, but they've been simplified in a way that you can really understand, vibe with, and start trading, or backtesting or whatever the case may be. But I think that there's a lot of content in the WAP that a lot of people don't know about, that is really, really simple to understand.
Yeah.
And it helped me a ton with my progression towards profitability.
Yeah. Awesome, bro. I appreciate that. So, this leads me to my next question. How long did it take you to start seeing results? Because I know you said that you joined the community and it took you a little while after
Yeah,
joining to start seeing real results. And I know we had sat down before on like a one-on-one and we kind of just talked about, I kind of just gave you advice on what to really focus on. Um,
yeah.
and then from there, I remember just seeing you just boom, hit the road, bro. You were going crazy after that call. But yeah, if you could just talk about how long did it take you to start seeing real results?
Yeah, so I would say I joined, at the pretty much the very beginning of, Top Floor. I'm one of the first group of people that joined.
Yeah.
And for me, I mean, I was trading for a couple months, I would say, ballpark, let's say 3 months before I started gaining some of my own traction. And after we had a call, you and I, we highlighted a couple of things. You highlighted a couple of things that I could work on, primarily risk management. And that completely changed the way that I was approaching every single trade that I was going into. And within those three months, I started making a little bit of money, and I got one big payout, which helped a ton. And I just continue to try to keep the ball rolling even after that big payout, just to not feel like I was on top of the world, not feel like I was invincible, because no one is in the
Mhm.
face of the markets. But just to try to then switch my risk mentality, my risk management into a point where I felt like I can do this consistently with enough numbers that can keep me going. I don't need to shoot for one big lump sum payout if I can keep consistently just having enough coming in.
Yeah. Awesome, bro. Fucking awesome, dude. Proud of you, bro. Man, you have no idea how proud of you I am, bro. So like it's pretty cool to see where you came and where you're at now, bro. Like it's a really fulfilling thing for me, honestly.
And I'm
So yeah,
grateful.
yeah, bro. So how has your investment in this program paid off financially? And you don't have to talk like specific numbers if you don't want, but just, how has your investment in this, Discord program mentorship paid off financially? And what kind of ROI have you experienced from it?
A lot. Yeah, definitely big ROI as far as, you know, I, I said at the beginning of this, I've been able to pull out more than six figures from the markets and be able to, I bought a new car, which was nice. And just to be able to consistently have money coming in that can cover most of my bills, or all of my bills, um, and to be able um, to have that money be something that is regular, it starts to feel more dependable. It starts to feel like something that I'm not hoping will happen, but
Mhm.
more starting to feel like, you know what, this is almost a guarantee. Every single month, I put the effort into the market and I can pull money out of it. And that is because of the investment that I put, the risk that I put on to be with Top Floor, to be with you and to learn from you, man. It changed my life.
Awesome, bro. Damn, that's that's fucking crazy. It gives me chills, bro. That's freaking crazy. But yeah, dude, I know I remember when you hit me up whenever you got to the six-figure mark, I was like, "What? Why is he calling me?" Like that shit was unexpected and it was an awesome feeling, bro. So I'm really proud of you. And yeah, dude, what's been the most unexpected benefit or outcome from joining Top Floor in your opinion?
Unexpected. I would say that honestly, like the perception of the community
Okay.
and having just like I've never felt like I could help somebody else. But being a part of the community, I'm not any more special than anybody else in the community, but having had some positive results with my trading and everything I've learned from you, and seeing new people come into the community who want to learn, and who feel inspired by either my results or feel like I'm approachable enough for them to ask me questions and try to learn alongside me, not just from me, but alongside me. That's been very unexpected because I never thought, you go into the trading journey, it's a very solo thing.
Yeah.
I never thought that I'd be a part of a community, part of a coaching style community as well, where I can try to help somebody else and somebody feels like, this guy has had some decent results. I think that he's approachable enough for me to ask him a question. Like, not in a million years would I have thought that I'd be at that point, but it makes me really happy to be able to connect with people that are trying to learn, and are all at the same level as me and just trying to figure out how to continue to, you know, learn the markets and stay consistent in them.
Yeah. Awesome, bro. I know you mentioned the community a lot. So that leads me to like my next question. How does the support and community aspect of top floor of our program compare to other programs, other discords, or maybe even courses that you've tried?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've done it all. Some moves I've made out of desperation. Other moves were logical moves that just didn't work out for me as far
Hmm.
as discords and courses happened. But the community at Top Floor is always very upbuilding. Plenty of the guys in there are people that I consider to be my friends, people that you know, I could check in with for things not related to trading if I felt like I wanted to or needed to. And I feel like I offer them the same. And on top of that, like to be able to check in with a community of people who are all looking at the same thing, have different ideas every single day. Everybody's got different ideas for sure, but to be able to share, and just to try to build each other up every day. I didn't expect that from a Discord community, but it's very familial. There's a family vibe to the Discord, which is probably the best part. Honestly, I highly recommend it.
Awesome, bro. Fuck yeah. If somebody and it, okay, so if somebody is watching this, right, who's in the exact position that you were before joining Top Floor, what would you say to them or what would you want them to know?
I would want them to know that honestly, if you're going to make an investment in yourself, that this has a very high chance of you walking out with, a large return on that investment into yourself. The markets and the knowledge that you give yourself, they're readily available all over the place. But the markets and everything that they have to offer, courses, anything that you can seek out there, they're readily available. But being a part of Top Floor and being able to be with a family, be able to have a mentor like you, um, that truly narrows everything down, and it narrows the time down that you'd be able to spend out there seeking something for free. But it does boil down to an investment in yourself, whether it's through the mentorship or joining the Discord. You have to think about investing in yourself and how fast you want that to really start affecting you. And I highly recommend anybody that is on the fence thinking about it, that they should really consider investing in themselves to be a part of this community.
Cool. Here's a fun question for you, NATO. In this last question, how different would your current situation be if you hadn't made the decision to join Top Floor?
I'll tell you what, I felt like at one point before Top Floor, was making some decent strides in trading. And I felt like I was unstoppable and I could make this happen on my own. I thought I was doing well. And then I completely destroyed one of my funded accounts at that time.
Hmm.
And that humbled me awfully quick. And this was all before Top Floor. And I don't think that if I had not joined something like Top Floor, I don't know if I would have either continued that trading journey or how many more of those I would have blown. Not to say that I didn't blow funded accounts after that. I
Yeah.
did, but it was completely different whenever I started really trying to get down to the skill of trading, run away from the money behind it,
Hmm.
and really, really focusing on everything that I could do to manage the risk and remember that that's all we're trying to do here. We are all risk managers. We are not payout seekers. We are not anything. We're not gamblers. We're not doing any of that. We are risk managers. And truthfully, yeah, I think that if I had not joined Top Floor, I probably would have ended up giving up at some point because it was hard. It was really, really hard before Top Floor.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Well, hey, NATO, I appreciate you again taking your time out of your busy schedule to sit down, do a one-on-one with us, and just kind of give your experience, share your story, tell the people what strategy you trade and stuff. And just a quick final question. Um, do you have any advice to any upcoming traders here?
Absolutely. I'd say that anybody that is either new to trading completely and you found yourself at the right place if you're watching this video, and if you've have some trading experience, that's fine too. But regardless of where you are in your trading journey, that you need to understand that you have to take a breath, realize that it's not about the money, it's not about the potential for growth later on, the ROI, but it is about the skill. And if you take the time to have patience with yourself, to get through learning that skill, mastering that skill to the point where it is second nature to you, everything else will follow. But the sooner you accept that, the sooner that you accept that you can't be tied down to chasing the money, the sooner you're going to see yourself progressing. So I highly recommend that anybody who's starting, go demo trading, do that for as long as you can. Or if you have an eval, trade very, very small size for as long as you can, mastering the craft of trading, and everything else will follow.
Yep. I always say that too. I always tell everybody, like, just get good at trading, like master the skill of trading, and the money is a byproduct of that. It always will be, like, literally with anything else. So, great advice, NATO. I appreciate you again. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is NATO Trades, most successful student. And yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
So that was my boy NATO Trades. As you guys see, he has some great insights. He's a freaking killer in the markets, and he has changed his life in under a year. He literally went from struggling financially to multiple six figures in under a freaking year, and I couldn't be more proud of him. Shout out NATO, bro, if you're watching this video. Super, super fucking proud of you, bro, and keep killing it. If you guys want to get similar results to NATO Trades and you guys want to join the mentorship or the Discord where NATO Trades actually got all of his education from, you guys can actually apply down below to work with me one-on-one. And I limit this every single month. The price is also going to go up after the month of May. So if you guys are interested with booking a call with me and my team to see if we are a good fit to work together, you guys can book a call and apply with the first link down in the description. Or even if you guys just want to check us out, we have a 5-day free trial to the private Discord where you get hundreds of hours of education as well. But if you want something a little more personalized, a little more guidance, a little more accountability, and even get psychology tips from a professional psychology coach, you guys can apply with the first link down in the description. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave me a like, subscribe, it helps the channel out, and turn on all notifications so that way you guys don't miss another video from me. But with that being said, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.